Here is how you can unlock every rider and their color alt in Kirby Air Riders. Yes, it can be a lot to take in, and yes, it was a lot of work making this list. So I really hope it helps you out, as I know it will help me out over the past couple of days. In any case, in the event you're having trouble reading this, we will be zooming in on each of these soon, as I give you some tips to get through them, as I discovered a few ways to cheese it over the past few days. But beyond that, though, I want to cover just a couple of quick things with all of you. First up, as you may notice, most characters have at least 2 alts, if not even 3. What that means is that whichever one you choose to unlock first for that character will unlock the rider themselves, then after that will correlate to the actual color alt that they have. Secondly, is that the game doesn't really care how you go about doing any of these challenges. It can be single player, multiplayer, online, offline, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. All it cares about these specific requirements here. Otherwise, you can do it, with any settings turned on or turned off, whatever it may be. You can change the laps, you can change the time, you can play with CPUs, no CPUs, making them smart, you can make them dumb. Again, you can have a second player there if you want, not really doing anything at all. It all doesn't really matter and makes things easier. You can even change the game tempo down to slow to really help you out with some of them. Also, the moment you see the check mark appear in-game, it gives a notification for, achieving the check mark list here, you can quit the game. It doesn't matter. You can quit and you'll get credit for it. So that makes it so you don't have to finish a race or whatever it may be you're doing. Alright, let's go ahead and zoom in here as I give you some tips for a lot of these. So yeah, let's get to it. First up is Bandana Waddle Dee. First skin is in City Trial. All you have to do is destroy 2 boxes in 30 seconds at the start of the match. Super easy, but in case any boxes are near you, just restart the challenge and then just try again. Next, in Road Trip Top Ride, clear the Top Ride challenges a total of 3 times. So all you have to do is make sure you're in the Road Trip mode, then beat the Top Ride challenges 3 times once they pop up, and you should be good to go. It should happen pretty easily for you as you go through the mode itself. So you shouldn't have to even worry about it as long as you're playing, Road Trip. Next up is Cappy. So first alt is in Top Ride Flower track, where you have to complete a lap within 30 seconds with a Warp Star. Again, pretty self-explanatory. You can pretty much just have the game play itself by putting the controller down. It should take care of it for you, so I wouldn't stress that one too much. For the other alt is in City Trial, clear without getting any power down items. The power down items are the ones that are black with a white outline. They're super easy to avoid. In case you're having trouble, just hold A and not go anywhere, and you'll beat it that way too. You can also reduce the match to 3 minutes to make sure you get through it even quicker. So yeah. Next up is Chef Kawasaki, I believe, where the first skin is an air ride Mount Amber Falls, where you need to eat the onigiri from the tea house. So the tea house is near the end of the race, just a little bit before the beach, and right outside you see the onigiri just hanging around. Just pick one up and you'll be good to go. Next is the in Road Trip Air Ride, clear the Air Ride challenges a total of 3 times. So just like before, as long as you're in Road Trip mode, these challenges will appear naturally. Just beat it 3 times and there you have it. Next is Daroach. I have a whole video about this guy. Go watch that if you want even more specifics. But basically, the first one is the trickiest one, and that's in Air Ride. Find and defeat the special enemy, Jermaine. Now the thing with Jermaine is if you're good at the game, you may never see him, because he is a catch-up enemy, a catch-up mechanic type thing, like the Bullet Mario Kart, where he only appears if you fall far enough behind your opponents. So one thing I did was I turned all my CPUs up to level 9, they just hung back at the start line for a little bit until they got around 200 meters or more, as shown on the left side of the screen. Once they get there, this guy should start appearing. Now, I had some trouble with him appearing in some courses, especially the first one, but I had good luck with him appearing in the underground gem cave, as well as in the water one. So try those if you can't see it, but again, just make sure you fall far enough behind, then you should appear, eat him, or take him out, and I think we have to take him out, and then there you go. Next is in Top Ride mode for the other skin, win after lapping one other rider. This is easier said than done, because even the dumb computers are pretty good at this. So what I recommend doing is turn it on 2 players. On the second controller, just hold the A button so the second player doesn't go anywhere. While with your controller, you can just put it down as the game will play itself. Then just make sure you win after lapping the other player once, and there you go. You can adjust the laps to, maybe 3 in this case, to make it go by even quicker. Next up, we have Gooey, who in for the first skin in Top Ride mode, on the air track, win after getting swept up in the tornado 3 times. Now the tricky thing with this is pretty easy, but the thing with the tornado is you can only hit it once per lap, meaning you want to set it to at least 4 laps. That way, in case you accidentally miss a tornado, you have another chance at it, because there's no going back in this racetrack past that point. So yeah, set it 4 laps, just run into it as much as you can on each lap, and you should be good to go. For the other one is in City Trial, Skydive 1, get 2,000 points in a single match. Now here is something to know, is that in these City Trials, in the City Trial events, the ones that that pertain to the stadium events, you don't have to play through the whole city trial. Just select the stadium event from the menu, then go right into the challenge itself. And in this case, you can just keep replaying until you get 2,000 points in a single match. So just, aim for the high value ones or the ones that have bunch in a row, and you should be able to get it. At the bottom, by the way, are the really high value ones, in some cases being 1,000 points or 500, depends on the challenge you're doing. Just keep an eye out for those and land on them if you can. Next up is King Dedede. First up, he's got 3 of them, as you can see. In air ride mode, win with course, rider, and machine selection set to random. Again, super simple. You can set it to 1 lap even to make it even easier for you, and then just set everything else to random, and you should have it in no time. And if you want to make it real easy, turn on 2-player mode, just let the second player sit there without doing anything, and there you go again. Next up is in City Trial Gourmet Race. Again, use a stadium event setting for this. Get 80 points in a single match. So just try to collect as much food as you can. The big ones are worth more, and there you go. Then for the third one, in Road Trip, clear a treasure hunt challenge. Again, these will pop up naturally as you go through it. Just clear a treasure hunt one once you have it by grabbing the key, then going to the box, I believe, and then, yeah, you should have it. Alright, next up is Kirby, who also has 3 unlockable alts. First one is an air ride on laps, so on any course, finish without crashing into any walls. Some tracks are a little bit easier. Actually, there's one near one of the end, one of the futuristic looking ones. I forget all the names off the top of my head. That's pretty wide, but in any case, if you're having trouble, turn the game tempo to slow. It'll make it even easier for you. You can avoid those walls, like nothing. In fact, the first track is also a really good one for this, but it's really short too. I would recommend the first track and set it to 1 lap. Next up, Top Ride Flower. The Flower race, win without getting any copy abilities in a single race. Again, set this to 1 lap to make it easier on you. Then just, go as slow as you need to avoid those power-ups. They do tend to pop up in your way. So just avoid them and you should have it. Again, use 1 lap to make it really easy. Then finally, in City Trial, Big Battle 2, again, use a stadium event setting for this. Defeat a rider while shrunken. This one's a pain in the butt. This one took me a while. But I think what helped is, so there's a power down item you need to grab. And what I found helped is to grab some of the other power-ups, not the ones that make you literally grow, but ones that may help you plant bombs, or ones that give you the laser, or whatever other power-ups are. The spinning one's a good one. Then target any racer that's already smoking. So look for the smoking racers that are on fire. Focus on them if you can once you're shrunken down, and there you go. Also, use slow mode. Change the tempo to slow, as I found that really helped to give me more time to try to assess where the good power-ups were after I shrunk myself, and who else to target. So I highly recommend that in that case. Using the slow tempo. Moving on, we are going to Knuckle Joe. For the first one, in City Trial, steal a machine that another rider is actively riding. So I think in this case, you need to look for a racer that is weak, or can just weaken them yourself, just keep attacking them. Then once they're weak, just, smash into them. I think maybe while holding the Y button, so you can swap immediately onto the ride and just steal it from them. Next, in Road Trip mode, power up, and actually for that, you may want to turn the CPUs to level 1, which can make it easier, or just go into 2-player mode and target that second player, having them holding it on their controller, which is what I did, so they're not going anywhere, they'll just mash into them and steal their ride, so it made it really easy. Next up, in Road Trip, power up all stats to 1 or higher. Again, pretty self-explanatory, just play Road Trip, you'll get it. Next up, we have Lololo Lalala, I believe, I can never fully remember, in which we have the first skin on the Air Ride Crystalline Fissure, in which you need to finish a race within 3 minutes and 30 seconds. All you have to do is set it to 1 lap, and you should be able to handle it pretty easily. Then, in Road Trip for the second skin, defeat 10 riders that are riding on star-type machines. So again, you should be able to take this on over time, just keep an eye out for the star-type machines and, take them down. Next up, we have Magalor, there we go. For the first skin in Top Ride, send the same rider flying 2 times with a drill driver. So what I did was in this one is I set it 2 players again, and I just, hung out near the power-ups as they were appearing. They kind of appear around you all over. Just keep an eye out for the drill, hopefully when it's near the second player, and then target them a couple of times. It doesn't have to be that way. I found that to be easiest, but maybe you'll have better luck with the CPUs. You can also try changing it to 9 laps if you need more time to make sure it happens, or whatever the max amount of laps are. I think you can go higher than 9 even. Maybe way higher. Then for the second skin is in City Trial Field, enter all secret rooms. I will confess this is one I haven't done myself yet. I've not found all the secret rooms. The game will tell you when the secret room appears. Just follow the directional arrow that appears around you once it happens to get there, as soon as it's there to accomplish this over time. Next we have Marx, who for the first skin in Air Ride Free Run, complete an entire lap without dropping below 19 miles per hour. I recommend using the first race for this one. You can actually, I think, literally have the gameplay itself, and I think it'll do it for you. At least with Kirby as a default character, but really as long as you avoid the walls, and again, you can slow the game's tempo down to slow if you need to, you shouldn't have any trouble with this. In road trip mode, spend 300,000 road miles. You know, that's the currency you acquire during it. Just get more of it, spend it, and you'll get that eventually. Next up is Meta Knight. But the first one is on Air Ride Nebula Belt. Finish lap without crashing into walls more than 2 times. This is a track that's pretty easy to beat. If you're having trouble, just change. First off, change it to 1 lap. Then secondly, you can change the game tempo down to slow to make it even easier on you if you need to. I don't think you'll need to, but just in case, change it to slow, and there you go. For the second skin, in Top Ride Nova, complete a lap without attacking another rider. Same thing here, change it to 1 lap to make it super easy on yourself. Then just, if you're ahead, you can't really attack them, and that'll make it even easier. So you shouldn't have any trouble with that. Then we have Noir Dedede. As you can see, I've not unlocked this myself, but again, it's self-explanatory. In road trip mode, just defeat the true boss in road trip and watch the ending. What this means is you have to beat the game once to unlock the new game plus to do it again, and then unlock the true ending and get them that way. Again, it's self-explanatory. You just have to play that mode a lot. Next up, we have Rick. Yes, good old Rick, who, for the first skin, is in Top Ride Mountain, won at least 5 seconds between you and second place. Again, I recommend using 2 players for this, set it to 1 lap. Just have the second player sit there at the starting line until you finish a race, and just have them go by themselves, and they'll finish just shortly behind you. You don't have to do it that way, but I found it to be easiest. Then, for the second skin, in road trip mode, enter the shop 3 times. The shop appears periodically, just don't miss it. It's super easy, and you can do it 3 times, and there's your skin. Alright, we're on to my final column here, everyone. In case you didn't realize, I had this in alphabetical order, which correlates to the timestamps. Moving on, we have Rocky, who for the first skin in Top Ride uses a total of 30 items. Again, it's super simple. You should have no trouble with this. You'll do it over time regardless. Then, for the second skin in road trip mode, open the treasure chest on the road. These pop up periodically. You really can't miss it, so I don't think you'll need help with that. Next up is we have Scarfy. For the first skin in Air Ride Wave Flow Waters, defeat an enemy Scarfy without making it mad. So I believe in this case, you really just don't want to inhale him. So grab a power up if you can, take him out quickly, and that should do the trick. So yeah, just avoid inhaling him, just use a power up, a copy ability to take him down, and that should do the trick for you. You might be able to spin into him too, I can't fully remember. Anyways, next up is in City Trial. Destroy a rider's machine within the first 60 seconds. So again, you can keep restarting the match to get this. There's a timer on the screen so you'll know whether you've made it or not. And in my case, I just turned it on to 2 players again, had the second player sit still so I knew where to find them, just raced up to them and spun into them a whole bunch. It is a little tricky. You might want to grab a power up if you can to do it a little bit faster, but otherwise you shouldn't have too much trouble with it. Moving on, we have Starman, who for the first skin in Top Ride Crystal, complete 4 laps in the lead position. Again, super easy. Just turn on to 2 players, have the second player sit there while you just complete 4 laps in the while you're in first. Should be really easy. And you can also set it to 4 laps to make sure you don't do more than you need to. Next is in City Trial. Fall for 6 seconds after only boosting once. So in this case, I believe you just want to get a lot of glides, maybe speeds as well. I think those help keep you in the air. And then also you may want to swap to the wing glider star vehicle, which gives you more air time. And then yeah, once you got that set up, just once you boost in the air, I think just have it fall, don't do anything, and you should get it. It shouldn't be too difficult, but I think I got most of the parameters right there. Next up, we have Susie, who in Air Ride mode for the first skin, again in Air Ride, perform a perfect landing 5 times in a single race. A perfect landing is when you're in the air and you adjust the angle of your ship with a control stick up or down to make sure you're level with the ground. In most cases, if the ground is flat, you shouldn't really need to adjust it too much. I think you just land it without really touching the control stick at all, and you should get it. This one, you should just naturally get over time, regardless. But in case you're having trouble, just focus on that angle. Next to the other skin, in Road Trip, hit 3 enemies with a single attack. So, I assume you just may want to use a copy ability for this, or a power-up of some kind. Then just find a group of enemies, target them all at once, and, there you go. Again, shouldn't be too hard. A bomb should do the trick pretty easily, or a, spike, or a spiny needle, whatever it is. Again, really, that one should be pretty easy. Moving on, we have Waddle Doo, who in Air Ride Floria Fields, Finish without crashing into any enemies. Again, set it to 1 lap. You can change the game tempo to slow if you need to ensure that you get through it without having any enemies in your way. I also, in this case, I actually turned CPUs on, and I think it made it a little bit more challenging, just so that way they could get ahead of me and clear out the enemies for me. But enemies do reappear, so it's not a guarantee that would work. But really, it's a short track on Flora Fields, so just set it to 1 lap. And did I mention that? Yeah, set it to 1 lap, and then just avoid the enemies of the game tempo set to slow. Then, in Top Ride for the other skin, hit a rider with a coarse Quaker, I think. This one is, again, pretty simple. I set it to 2 players in this case. The hardest trouble I had was just waiting for the freaking item to appear. It took a while for it to appear. I don't know if it's like a catch-up mechanic type thing or not. So in any case, maybe we'll play around for it to appear or just wait. It should appear eventually, and make sure you use it on your opponent, and there you go. Finally, for, oh god, what's this guy's name? Taranza, I think? Tarzan? Whatever it is. For the first one is an Air Ride Beanstalk park time, ride for a total of 5,469 yards. So in this case, I would just set the laps to, I think each lap was roughly 800 meters or so. So I just set it to actually a time match. I don't know, crank it up to 10 minutes or something. Then once you reach the limit, it'll tell you, it'll give you the notification in the corner, and you should have it. So again, it's pretty simple. It should only take you 5-6 minutes, I think, to do this, if even maybe a little longer. Then in City Trial, win a short race. Again, this is something that'll just pop up naturally as you play. They're pretty frequent. Just wait for the it's in the actual City Trial portion of stuff, so you can't stadium event your way out of this one. Just wait for it to give you the notification of a short race happening. Race there as quickly as you can, then beat your opponents. Easiest way is to have your opponents on either humans that aren't doing anything, or setting it to level 1 CPUs, just making sure you beat them in the race. Collect top speed power-ups to make it even easier on you. And yeah, there you guys go. That is the list of the full list of unlocks there. I hope this helped you out. Let me know what you think of this format. A little bit different, but I was quickly realizing trying to write a script and getting footage for all this was going to be a complete nightmare. I was already a pain about making this freaking list, let me tell you. So I hope it helps you out. If you have any specific questions in the comments below, let me know. I'll try and answer what I can. But I've unlocked pretty much everything here, minus just a handful of them. The ones in Road Trip, because I haven't done the second portion of it yet. But otherwise, it's really all self-explanatory, especially with my tips to help you out. So good luck on your road trip, everyone, in your air ride journey, and I hope you unlock everything that you want. So with that, thanks for watching. Click subscribe if you haven't already. Click the like button if you enjoyed this video, and we'll catch you later. Bye, everyone.